Jen O'Malley Dillon, who sent out a memo to her staff tonight laying out what they see ahead in the coming days and hours, and my colleague Jeff Zeleny is here with me. The memo essentially says, Jake, that the returns are coming in slowly. They still see their path, but that path is largely going to be through the blue wall, as Jeff and I were just discussing. The key point that Jen O'Malley Dillon is making is that this is a close race. This is the close race that they have been expecting. She says to her staff, we are built for this. Let's finish the night out. We will see you tomorrow. They are not expecting this to be wrapped up tonight.
They are not, because the margins are so small. And just reading from that memo, should we have known all along our clearest path to 270 was through the blue wall states. And again, they point out the cities we were talking about, Milwaukee, Detroit, and of course Philadelphia. Abby, a central question hanging over all of this, and indeed the crowd here waiting behind us, is Vice President Harris going to address the crowd? That is a possibility. We will see in the coming days as we hear some helicopters overhead here. We will see. But the bottom line is they know this is a close race. This is going to be not resolved tonight in their eyes.
Yeah, Jeff, this is a critical moment, I think, for the Harris campaign to show where they get to 270. And Jake, it looks like they are not foreclosing really on anything in the map right now that is not called. They're still waiting for the polls to close in parts of the Sun Belt, for those results to come trickling in. But again, it's the blue wall again. It is it's Pennsylvania, it is Wisconsin, and it is Michigan, where the best chances are for Harris to get to that 270 that she needs to become president of the United States.
All right, Abby Phillip and Jeff Zeleny, thanks so much. Let's go to John King at the Magic Wall. John, explain the theory of the case for the Harris campaign right now, if you would.
Right, and you heard Jeff and Abby emphasizing even the campaign, saying essentially they don't rule out any other possibilities, but we're really banking on the blue wall. Well, at the moment as we speak, 2 of the 3 blue wall states, that's Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, 2 of the 3 are red. We're not done, but 2 of the 3 are red. Why is that significant? Well, let's look at the Sun Belt states. And again, the Harris campaign is not ruling this out, but you show this here. Donald Trump, 142,000 votes ahead in North Carolina. I can show you the live outstanding votes. And when I show you the live outstanding votes, you will see some pretty big circles in the blue areas, large metropolitan areas and suburban areas where the Democrats do quite well. I just want to say, at 85% reporting statewide and 142,000 vote lead, is it mathematically possible? Are enough votes out there? Yes. When you get to this point in an election in a state Donald Trump won twice, you start to think, okay, this looks like it did in 2016. And in 2020, it looks more like 2016 than it did in 2020, to be honest with you. But you look at it, and if you're in the Harris campaign, you're calling all these counties, and you're trying to figure out, how many votes are out and what percentage are we getting. But if you're looking at the North Carolina map, I'd rather be Donald Trump than the Vice President of the United States right now. So then you bring up the Georgia map. And again, this one, I'll say this again, I'm a broken record. 2024 is not 2020. There's not as many mail-in ballots. We won't have as many large percentages of Democratic votes coming in the days after. But Donald Trump was ahead by more than 200,000 votes at this point 4 years ago. So let's just be cautious for the sake of being cautious. And yet, at the same time, I just said that, I want to tell you he's 136,000 votes ahead in a state that was decided by 11,000 votes last cycle. 88% of the vote is in. So where is the live outstanding vote? Live outstanding vote. This is where in the Harris campaign, you're just hoping that overnight these Democratic areas report not just their votes, but a lot of votes. You're hoping turnout exceeds your expectations. So you see down here in the Savannah area, this is where the races are won or lost for Democrats, Atlanta and the suburbs around it. So let's come out of that map. And again, here's the key point. Fulton County, 90% of the vote is in. Yes, she's getting 72% of the vote. Just want to check, compare that. It's a little below where President Biden was, but it's close. But remember, he won the state by 11,000 votes, so she can't really afford to be below him anywhere, or not by much anyway. You move over to Cobb County, 91% in. This is a big suburban county, right? So 91%, you have some change to make up there. She's at 57% if you round that up. The President of the United States was at 56, so she's running equal, maybe a little bit ahead there. So let's come over to DeKalb County here. Let's come up to 2024 and see what's left. 11% left. Again, large, very Democratic area. You see the 81% there just to the east of Atlanta. Let's just check 2020. Biden getting 83. 81, 83, you might think at home that's not that big of a difference. In a race that's very close, yes, it can be a big difference. So we have to watch at the moment. Let's do it this way, come back to 2024, and let's just pop in this and see where's Harris underperforming. Where is Harris underperforming Joe Biden? In a state Joe Biden won by 11,000 votes, you can't really underperform. And she's underperforming in 28 of the 159 counties, right? So we have more votes to be counted. We're not done yet. This is not a final glimpse. But you see out in these rural areas, this is part of the secret of Joe Biden's win in 2020. He got his butt kicked by Donald Trump in these small rural counties, but he did better than Hillary Clinton. Blue-collar workers, rural workers, people who work with their hands, Joe Biden did just a little bit better. And in a state decided by 11,000 votes, that can matter. So again, you asked me about the map. We're not done. We're going to count. The Harris campaign will update us. They know their counties. We have people on the ground asking the people, our vote desk with Pam Brown, what votes are still outstanding. But if you look at this map right now, I want to switch. Well, let's just check real quickly where we are in Wisconsin, 61%. I want to check Milwaukee. This is where, okay, only a 53% in Milwaukee. Black turnout in Milwaukee better be huge in the uncounted vote for the vice president to catch up. I talked to a Democrat out there earlier who said it was good. They didn't say it was great. They said it was good. And I asked if it was great, and they said it was good. So we'll see how that plays out. Dane County, 74%. We're at 91%. Again, not to be a broken record, 75%. A percentage point can matter, underperforming by just a little bit. And so she's losing in Wisconsin. Got a ways to go there. She's holding on in Michigan at the moment. We're still only at 32%. So we got a long way to go in battleground Michigan. We'll come back out here. And this one is the biggest. I'm going to show you why in just a second. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we've been saying it for weeks. 19 electoral votes, the largest of the battleground states out there. 72% in, 178,000 vote lead. That's a healthy lead. Now again, let's look. Let's look. There's a lot of votes. This is what happened. Remember 2020. Donald Trump was ahead in Pennsylvania. This was what brought Joe Biden back. They counted the votes, mainly in Philadelphia, but also in the suburbs around it. That was 2020. There were a lot more early mail-in votes then to be counted than there are now, but we shall see as we come out. And Jake, before you jump in, and please ask me anything you want, one little quirky thing. Trump's leading in Northampton. Harris is leading in Erie. Those are the two swing counties that have been. So just watching that. But here's what I want to say right now. I just want to bring this up to show the stakes for the Harris campaign right now as the count in North Carolina gets higher and in Georgia gets higher. The importance if Donald Trump, this is a hypothetical, but if Donald Trump holds these two, and he won that one both times, 2016 and 2020. He won this in 2016. He lost it by 11,000 votes in 2020. So not at all inconceivable in history and when you look at the numbers tonight. Excuse me. If that happens, Harris cannot lose that. Why can she not lose that? Because 251 plus 19 makes Donald Trump president of the United States. So the rest of them wouldn't matter. I don't mean your votes don't matter in those other states. But in terms of the path to 270, if he holds those leads he has right now in those two states, which are healthy leads, she cannot afford to lose that.